She-Rag got me. She-Rag got me.
Madden football is the home of Super Bowl 57, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Chargers and the Cardinals, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the air. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion LA Chargers taking on the chance from the other side, the NFC, the Arizona Cardinals. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you look at these LA Chargers, champions of the AFC, making just their second Super Bowl appearance. And first, of course, since the move back to Los Angeles. And coincidentally, trying to be the second consecutive LA team to win a title.
And they are certainly hoping that this game works out better than their first Super Bowl appearance, a 23-point loss to San Francisco in Super Bowl 29.
Meanwhile, the Arizona Cardinals into the Super Bowl for just the second time in franchise history, and they're trying to become the third team in 3 years after the Buccaneers and Rams to win a Super Bowl in their home stadium.
And you just mentioned that the Buccaneers and Rams won the Super Bowl in their home stadium. The Buccaneers did it first. These Cardinals, they're trying to win their first NFL title since they were the Chicago Cardinals in 1947, currently the longest championship drought in the NFL.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. Bringing this crew out, it's someone known for his big arm since he entered the league back in 2016, Jacoby Brissett.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we are looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
Brissett going to go to the air right away. toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Going for the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest with a guy with that type of speed. You do so. Send him deep. Try to throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to fourth down. Jordan Berry out to punt on fourth down. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. Fielded just inside the 20. It'll be 37 yards there on the play. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. So here come the Chargers as they get set for their first drive. Bringing him out is the future Hall of Famer, now in his 18th NFL season, Aaron Rodgers.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. He can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you got the biggest game of your life to win.
First play's a run with Nwangu. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
He didn't know it's something that he thought about, and he had to, and he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed, and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. And his throw here is incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Johnson was the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. Harris running straight ahead. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Completes it to Samuel. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals 19. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. You don't see that a ton, do you? And the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field.
Touchdown, Chargers! Jalen Waddle from 19 yards away. And the Chargers are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of
Jones hit, and the ball's out. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Holding, defense.
So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery. Up the middle, Nwangu. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle. Used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
On second down, this is Harris. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On play action, now Rodgers. This is caught. Touchdown. 2 touchdown passes now here in this first quarter from Aaron Rodgers. And the Chargers will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl.
The full team is involved in this game early, aren't they? Go down the field, score on offense, take the ball away on defense, and go right back and score again. You got to like the way that's working for them.
That's exactly right. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, 2-score lead. A little bit like you at breakfast this morning. I got to get this in. You had a perfect omelet, dropped it. It's a little bit of a turnover. You went right back, though, and got that omelet and crushed it.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Got to do what you got to do.
A little worried about your hands, though.
Yeah.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
For most people, the excitement of the kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
Now he'll let it go deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
On third down, Brissett looking deep downfield. He's got a man, complete. A huge play there for Arizona. 45 yards.
Well, after the standard 2-week layoff, you always wonder how's your offense going to respond and come out and play here in the Super Bowl. Well, they got a great answer right there and almost a sigh of relief on that side of the field because now they've got to feel like they can use their entire playbook and game plan for this one.
Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down. Brissett's going to keep it on the option. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, to me, there was no question about the intent there, and I think he was a little fortunate that the penalty flag didn't come out for grounding. But he'll get away with it and get another shot on 3rd down.
Throwing, Brissett. Got his target, Samuel. Touchdown, Cardinals. Deebo Samuel, 30 yards. And the Cardinals are on the board here in this Super Bowl.
I think if you pulled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. There's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
And we are back. Biggest game of the year in the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the 2nd quarter. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. On the give is Nwangu. And he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Shotgun now for Rodgers. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu. Nick Bolton there on the tackle.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Handoff here to Nwangu. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
On the sneak, Rodgers. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. Now a first down carry for Harris, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 4 catches already here in this Super Bowl. He's got another first down. They hand this off to Harris. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Play action. Rodgers. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Chargers continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? We couldn't do it here in football, Carter.
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here, not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
Baron Browning from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9.
Well, defensively, they're doing everything they can to protect this early lead after giving up a touchdown on their last drive.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Brissett. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here comes Pettis on the return. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over. Now Aaron Rodgers and the offense heading back onto the field. He really continues to pick apart this defense. Last drive, perfect, and it culminated in his 3rd touchdown pass.
As long as we've been doing this, how many times has a player in this type of a zone described the game as really slowed down?
Yep.
So right now, instead of warp speed, it's
snail's pace.
A snail's pace for him, and he can do whatever he wants with it. He has all the time in the world to throw the ball, and his offensive line has been giving him that.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now here's another carry for Harris. There's the stiff arm. 42 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 27, Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Graham. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On 2nd and goal, Rodgers. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Chargers are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And here comes a return for just... And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Now a play fake. Rodgers. No gain, and it's 2nd down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers out to his left. And this will be caught. It's Johnson for the Charger touchdown. Aaron Rodgers on fire. His 5th touchdown pass of the ball game. And the Chargers are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. Extra point by York is up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17. Well, the Cardinal offense is going to take over late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Brissett. Open man is Samuel, complete. Now they got to get to the line quickly. 3rd and short yardage, Brissett. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the 1st. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that drops the deficit from 28 to 25. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for him to curl in.
So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Chargers. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Both teams with some extra time to prepare during this long halftime break. But we're about ready to restart the second half of Super Bowl 57. So let's get back out to Arizona and Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The Chargers getting ready to go here to start this third quarter. And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't hold on, so plenty can still happen.
Now, a quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up fourth down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And this will do the job nicely, as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. Well, that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And I mean, you're at the point here, third quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. To throw is Brissett. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And picked up by the Chargers. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Damian Harris, 24 yards. And the Chargers are starting to pour it on to the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. Familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And not a very good return at all, as he won't even get this back to the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
First play of the drive, excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. For this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep back over the middle. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Brissett's throw here on target to Hurst. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it,
swinging this out for Pollard. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal. Pollard is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. 3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. From the gun, here's Brissett. Buying time to his left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. That's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the ball flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They run again with Harris. And some room to work. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 97 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now this throw caught left side, and he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Now a give, running left is Harris. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
Partner just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on third down. To throw is Rodgers. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Johnson. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals 16. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. They'll toss to Harris. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Donovan Wilson that time there on the tackle. Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. And this one too low.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on third. Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Folks, welcome back to the biggest stage in sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff, the 4th and final quarter. York able to send this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they've had that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And they'll be backed up a bit to start as he's out of bounds at the 16. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Those Super Bowl hopes that they had really dwindling now here in the 4th quarter. That NFC crown that they got 2 weeks ago seems like a distant memory as they have been outplayed tonight. Brissett to throw on first. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll make it second down. To throw, Brissett. Pollard here once again, back-to-back catches. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. No gain on the screen there. It's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Again, it's Brissett. And he'll just get rid of it.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Brissett now. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Fourth down, Brissett. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Cardinals unable to convert there on fourth down. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Johnson on its poke free. Football's out. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line.
Holding. Defense.
So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery. Brissett on first down. This complete to Jones. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's second down. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down. A great job there, Charles, just to hold on, absorb that contact. I guess that's the risk you take, catching the ball toward the middle of the field.
It is, and if you're going to gain yardage, you're going to have to go there at some point. But how about the read, okay? The eyes of that play, stepping out from the middle of the field and really making a big hit. Did not get free, but boy, that's a tough area to go into when you're going into his spot.
Brissett again. He's going to look deep down the field. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. The Cardinals on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is going to be 3rd and 13. He's going to let it go again. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. On the return is Pettis. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The LA offense ready for this next possession. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. On the give, this is Harris. Runs over him. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 112 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this Super Bowl.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Harris. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. And quickly, they get to the line. On play action, it's Rodgers. Rolling to his right. And that will be caught, but out CFM says the field judge, it's ruled incomplete. So it's Charger football as we welcome. Two-minute warning. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. They run with Harris. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Harris, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
So how about the season, Charles, that he continues to put together? That's now 25 rushing touchdowns on the year. That's getting into some very rarefied territory.
Yeah, it made you and I do a little extra homework prior to this one in anticipation because that one moves him past John Riggins with 24. He draws even with Emmitt Smith at 25 in 1995. Next up, Priest Holmes and Sean Alexander with 27. And the guy on top, LT, LaDainian Tomlinson, the Hall of Famer, he had 28 in 2006.
The York on now for the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it was Damian Harris who finished things off with a touchdown run.
Taking it about the 1.
And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. Will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Throwing, Brissett. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Now Harris. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10.
161 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
They'll run again with Harris. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Rodgers throwing here. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, they certainly have the look of a team with something to prove, don't they? All week, as we prepared for this game, we kept reading about how they said they're going to play a full 60 minutes this week.
Has nothing to do with their opponent. No disrespect intended, but they wanted to be people of their word, playing this thing all the way out, trying to finish it strong.
Here comes Rodgers now as he'll go for the two-point conversion. Rodgers. Oh, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on two more. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll be backed up a bit to start as he's out of bounds at the 16. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
On second down, Brissett again. He's going to let it fly. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And the Chargers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last two drives.
It certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. And the Bolts have done it. The Los Angeles Chargers are the Super Bowl champions. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.
She-Rag got me.
bad boy.